Okie dokie.
Looks like we're live.
I think we're live. I think we are.
Amazing.
Awesome. Are we?
What's up, everybody?
Yes.
If we are. Hello.
I hope we're live. I hope this is working. Hang on, let me see. I think it is.
Let's go check the page now.
Okay, yeah, it is.
We are?
Okay, Vanessa's on there. She's saying hello. Cool. Oh, we have 2 people.
Hey, guys.
Hi. Please, if you've got questions already, just pop them in the comment section so we can answer those as we go along. Hopefully it's not too noisy where I am. I'm in a cafe. Unfortunately, the Wi-Fi, I've got this beautiful villa on a cliff top, but the Wi-Fi is not amazing, but the view is. So, yeah. So
I can hear you quite. I can hear you. I can hear you. So.
Okay, perfect. We have, I don't know, 8, 6, I can't see properly, people on there. But anyway, hey guys, calling in from Bali. Everything is lovely and peaceful actually here in Bali, because I know lots of people writing to me going, why are you still in Bali? Because it's actually beautifully peaceful here and a lovely space to be. And you get, given green juices all the time. So today we're going to talk about why Healy, and we have the amazing Brandon, who's also on here today from Sydney, I think, or it looks like you might be in a bunker.
Yeah, this is my war room. planning Operation Takeover.
So we're just, Sydney. Yeah, cool. So we're just going to, I guess, go through why Healy, why I guess I felt compelled to bring Healy to Australia and then even beyond. And I guess Brandon, from your perspective as well, why, because you were really one of the first that we had in Australia. So you're one of the founding members that we had in Australia that jumped on and has been, instrumental in the success that we've had in Australia as well. So, and do you know what? I kind of thought I could give people a whole pile of stats and figures and reasons why Healy, which I will as well, because I know that there are people that will want that. But actually, for me, why Healy is it became something that almost felt like it was like not a choice to me. Like when I really discovered Healy and the impact that it truly has, and when I started to really understand, and not that I fully understand, but I understand some of the science and the testimonials and where this product is today and where it's going over the next 2, 3, 5, 10 years, I was like, how could I not bring this to the world? And I think particularly even more now, now that we're in this incredible transition time that we're having on the planet, it feels even more so like that. I feel even more passionate about bringing this to everyone as we open up the next chapter of, whatever, humanity will be, or whatever the planet will be when we get out of the state that we're in now. So I will give you things like facts and figures and stats and stuff around that. For those that don't know me, in 2017, I was very fortunate to be hired as a consultant by, I guess, an investment bank. And we were able to take a lens of what this space is like. And this space, I mean social selling, affiliate marketing, MLM, network marketing, able to have a real bird's eye view. I was able to meet people, Charlie, motorbike, sorry. We were able to meet people and leaders and people that made compensation plans and back, all that sort of stuff. So got a really cool bird's eye view of what this industry is like. So when I was presented with Healy from a business perspective, like, it's totally blown me away. But more so, I'm blown away by what we're able to build around Healy and the community that we have around Healy and just what Healy is and where it's going. So yeah, I don't know, that's why Healy for me. Maybe Brandon, why Healy for you?
I love it. And to be honest, I was reflecting on, I still can't believe it was like 4 months ago we had that conversation almost. I was telling you, like, this is my dream. This is what I'm here for. This is my purpose. And this is why I'm interested in it. And to see such in such a short span of time, just the people that's coming together about this, I think it's more important than ever before. Is to come together in a time where social distancing is the new norm, and in a time where social distance, we need to be connected more than ever before. And we're going through this incredible time, like you said, with everything that's happening. I mean, like I was saying before, I was supposed to be in America. We're supposed to be touring America right now, presenting Healy, and I guess life had its different plans, so to speak. And I remember coming to this conclusion at the start of at the end of the last year when I got introduced to this. I was like, well, 2020 is literally going to be the year that everybody wakes the F up. Like, it's a way where people are going to wake up to the spiritual, sense of, how everything is all connected. That the way that we've been living it is not giving us, the gratification that we as a human species are designed for. Going to school to get good grades, to get a safe, secure job, how safe is that job that we, pertained certainty on in today's modern climate? Like, more people are lining up than ever before for one, to file for an unemployment, to get on welfare so that they can actually, and these people who have high degrees. And so, we're seeing in a time where, I believe it's great to focus on the light. It's great to focus on, positive energy, but we got to look at both polarities. And I feel in times like this, severe chaos, it is crucial. Chaos is crucial to create consciousness, I believe. And most people are going through a rude awakening right now as we speak. And so it's kind of divine how this has come about with all the people that this is attracting. If you're watching this, like, I guarantee I can see, the people through the comments, and just some of the people are incredible human beings. This is what this is really about, is in a time where we need to, stand together for something bigger than, a new way of living. This is kind of a device that's come into our hands that has allowed us to kind of showcase the things that's going on in our life that we may or may not be aware or attuned to, let alone, I guess, a lot of people aren't even educated on this kind of stuff. And to give you some of my background, like, for those who don't know me, I'm 27 now, turning 28. I started my first business when I was 15 and grew that to 6 figures by the time I was 16. It was based off a wound of not feeling good enough, not feeling like I had, any meaning or sense of belonging. And so I started a party. I was telling you this, Taryn. I started a party, and it grew to 850 people. Originally, it was 50 people in the math class I was failing, and grew that to 850. And I was just like, wow, I can make money with my mind. Are you serious? Like, I had shit grades. And so I kind of, changed my belief. And I went on this journey of, developing myself, and to the point where I started to get into the personal development scene after having started a 7-figure business by the time I was 19. And I kind of went for the external success, but internally I was not happy. I wasn't fulfilled. I wasn't passionate truly. I wasn't living to the core of why I'm here. And it took some low points in my life to get to the point where I was kind of like, I had some crises that allowed me to wake up, so that, something like this, what we're going through right now, excites me. But a lot of people aren't really aware of what's going on, let alone aware to their gifts. And I think the biggest thing that this is showing us is, more than ever before, we need to live out our own unique ability. We need to, find a new way to create wealth as well as health. And it's crazy to see that both polarities of that can come in the form of one little device. What this can do for people's lives, their livelihood, in terms of their overall mental well-being. Like, I don't know if I shared a little bit about my story, about my first interaction on the webinar, as well as, if you haven't seen my story in the testimonial group, go and check that. But the high notes was, it pointed out some things that really was going on for me for my entire life, like mother issues related. And for the first time, I actually got a different side as to how to see that situation. You see, we've got all these feedback loops that's running in our mind. And, in terms of manifestation, if we have these open-ended feedback loops based off limiting beliefs, and we haven't closed that feedback loop, we'll constantly attract that. And so when you're doing the aura scan, to actually have the benefit of having kind of like a coach in your pocket, it's taken me 7 years to even be open to this kind of stuff, around masculine, feminine, all that kind of stuff, the chakras even. But to be able to pinpoint where to look in the sea of information is a blessing, is a sincere blessing to actually get back out into the world and do what it is you're meant to do. So that's a bit of a high note, I guess, of why.
Awesome. This is one of the things why Healy again is because it has that ability to work across all aspects of your human existence. Everything from physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, whether it's, emotional blockages or traumas that you've got locked in your nervous system or in your field, or whether it's pain that you're experiencing, or whether it's just having a sense of calmness, like just its ability to be, because everything is energy, right? So that's what's so special about it, is so its ability to be able to tap into such a diverse range of whatever's keeping us out of balance, whether that's physical, emotional, spiritual, mental, whatever that is, whether it's skin, beauty, whatever it is, it has the ability to tap into that. And so that's something that I think when people say why Healy, there's this whole bigger picture to it as well. But if we bring it back to, more tangible stuff that's just day to day, why Healy, it has a market that is it's so wide open, because it's literally, what do you need in your life to change to help you become more balanced? What is that? And that could be anything. That could be, your perception of how you look. That could be your mother issues. It could be the pain that you're in. It could be the migraines you're having. So that's what I find. It's such an incredible tool to be able to help people, across that entire spectrum. Only that, it's a category creator. There is literally nothing else like this on the market. There's nothing else like this in the social selling space. First time ever, for the markets that are open that have it as a class 2 medical device. First time ever in social selling we've ever been able to have a medical device. First time ever for those markets. Again, I know a lot of you guys are from Australia and New Zealand. But for those international markets like Europe and some of the Asian markets where it is already a class 2 medical device, we're allowed to make claims. We're allowed to talk about its effectiveness in treating pain. Like, we've never had that before in social selling or in network marketing. Gosh, I could just rattle off so many things about.
Huge.
I know, it's so huge. For me, from someone that's come from the health and wellness space for now over 20 years and worked in that space from a perspective of, I guess, more the business side of that space. Like, guys, this is a tool that is literally the next evolution. It's the next, revolution, if you like, of health and wellness. The world is ready to talk about frequencies. The world is ready to talk about energy. I know with the rise of things like Dr. Joe Dispenza and Bruce Lipton and just the fact that, it was only 20 years ago that people still disbelieved that everything was energy. It was only 20 years ago that people didn't even realize that around us and around the planet and around the universe, we have this energy field. And now, we know that now because science has proved it. We know that now as truth and something we can tap into. And it's only been recently, because it's now been cemented to know that that is truth, that we're able to take science and create these kind of tools like Healy has to be able to impact health and wellness on a totally different way that we've ever been able to do before. We talk about in the webinars sometimes. Now we're able to work in that space of the non-physical phenomena. And I can tell you right now, from the time that I have even spent with Marcus and some of the other quantum physicists, and been very fortunate enough to have gone to those castles and hung out with them, that what they're working on is going to blow your mind. Like, does this not already blow your mind? I mean, does this not already blow your mind?
From day dot.
Yeah.
From day dot. Like, when I even just giving the gift of, as soon as I got my Healy, within 2 weeks, we were going and scanning as many people as possible. And we're if this comes up for us, what is it doing for others? It's well, I have a massive BS, meter. I want to see if this is going to work for everybody else. And some of the reactions from people from all different backgrounds, all different, I guess, consciousness levels. Some people were afraid that it knew that much. Some people were excited. They were like, shit, that's on point. Some people were just like gobsmacked because of how all the work that they were doing up until this point. It pinpointed that. And to think that this is just the beginning, I cannot wait. It was almost like this is not from this world. And what really sold me why this was so important, like I always look at the top and look down, you know. And if you guys want to actually pay attention to see whether or not this is legit, you know, from the first point that I actually met you and got introduced to you, energetically speaking, as well as, you know, not just the founders, but just the extension of the founders. The fish stinks from the head down, guys. Like, you know, just the person that's bringing this into Australia, this woman on this call is in freaking incredible. And I'm like, seriously, like this is like 4 months in. I just can't wait to see what this journey looks like because of such a heavy hitter that we have in our corner and the people that we have backing us. This cannot fail. This is a guaranteed win because of one, the mission is more important than the commission. I love
that. The mission is more important than the commission. That's awesome.
Like, obviously, there's great ways that you can make commission, but most people are, when they get into business, and I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of people exploring side hustles from this point onwards. The people that are looking at this right now who are already in the business right now of just promoting and sharing this message, I guarantee you they're doing it from a place of impact. Because when you focus on impact, income will come in. This is why I tell like all my clients, but the most thing that when people start a business is because of that fear or that scarcity of that they don't have the money and therefore they need it. And it's not thinking the right way. And when I looked at the founders, like freaking Amazon tried to buy this for fuck's sake. Sorry, excuse my French, but you know, and they didn't sell because it's not about the money. And so whenever you look at something, you want to look at the top and see what they're doing, and to even just do the research. I can't wait to like meet, you know, Marcus and all the rest. They just look like they're just my vibe. And they just speak into existence what they're wanting to do. And for the fact that this has been around for 13 years before it came into MLM, before it came into network marketing company, says something. You know, for the first time, like, you know, this is going to be something that can truly, you know, change the not only the direction of, you know, of humanity as a whole, but this could be something that can really redistribute the world's wealth to the many. From the place of, you know, sovereignty, from a place of, you know, passion, from a place of, you know, us coming together. You cannot spell community without unity, guys. And that's true. Like, try it. Like, and that means unification within self, unification within our others, unification for the world. You know, our vibe attracts our tribe. You know, if you're listening to this right now, I guarantee you are a fragment of us. That's just how it works. There's no one else out there. There's only mirror reflections of ourselves, and we will attract that. And so I'm, you know, for me, it's like, I'm just speaking second nature. To add to that, like the work I have done, I would not have attracted a person like this woman into my life if it wasn't for the work. And for those people who are freaking out right now, who are going and buying toilet paper and stockpiling up on food, and, you know, not actually investing in themselves, are the people that haven't done the work. So there's a lot of work to do. It's really exciting. And for the fact that this can actually be a pinpointer for people to actually focus on what their purpose is in life and what's getting in the way with that in one simple little device, you know, and using the very thing, this very thing that disconnects us to reconnect us to ourselves, using the application, the technology, the software. It's like, the way I see it, it's a Trojan horse to spirituality. You know, give them what they want, but then give them what they need. And so it's just like, you know, it's a layup for most people coming into business. But yeah, focus on the mission. The commission will take care of itself. That's for sure. Something that I've been focusing on.
And I love that, because, you know, the thing is, when the mission is big, so is your commission. Just by the mere fact that when you actually come from that space of really impacting people, then, like, yeah, the abundance that you're sort of blessed with for that is phenomenal. I know there's people already in this community, and I'm going to talk about money for a moment now, because I also, one of my big passions actually is to help, you know, the more conscious people to be able to have the funds to do some pretty amazing stuff on the planet. I know that's one of the reasons I'm here. But I'm watching people that have been in this space for for years, and they're like, my God, my check is in 2 months bigger than I ever had in 2 years. You know, like there are people that are just, I get messages nonstop just going, I cannot believe this. And do you know why? Because when you come from that space of impacting, when you come from that space where that mission is bigger than the commission, well, the thing is, once you truly do come from that space, then your commission is big because your mission is big.
Oh, take care of yourself.
Yeah. I know, have you guys got any questions? Just pop them in there as well, because I will absolutely love to answer them for you. And I can, whatever it is that you want to know, I'm more than happy to answer. You know, you guys, super transparent about what this business is like. Super transparent. We are a startup. We are not perfect. We are a startup business. And I can tell you right now, Healy itself as a business did not expect to have the incredible growth that we've had. That's too loud, sorry. Did not expect to have the incredible growth that we had. Sorry, I'm in Bali and I had to go to a cafe because the Wi-Fi is good down on my. Yeah, so we didn't expect to have that incredible growth. So we're putting in a lot of new systems and processes and things like that. But I can tell you one thing. You know, I was just part of a meeting with the CEO, and he was like, guys, the thing is with this startup, like you've got an incredible product, a category creating product. I don't like to use this term, but what else can we use? It's a unicorn product. Like nobody else has this incredible product. And it has an amazing, you know, background behind it. It has all these incredible people that are behind it. It has like a full team of quantum physicists and conscious entrepreneurs and conscious investors. And we're an incredibly well-funded startup. So yes, we've had in the last 12 months this big boom, and we're a little bit making catch up right now. The CEO was like, guys, you guys are so well funded and you are so well placed for where you are right now. Like in the next 12 months, you are going to see like so much change happening within this business, and you're also going to see so much unbelievable, unprecedented growth. I mean, guys, we haven't even opened the biggest markets in this space. The biggest market in this space is America. We haven't even opened there yet. You know, like what's going to happen when we open that? Huge. We haven't even opened the biggest space about in Asia, which is Korea. Like some of the biggest, we haven't opened South America, we haven't opened Canada. Like guys, you guys are like the founding members. If you're watching this, you're like the founding members of Healy on this incredible journey, of impact, of optimizing wellness, of consciousness, of being there as people start to wake up, to different sources of income, as people start to wake up of different ways of healing the body, of tapping into energy. We are right there being able to hold their hands through this journey as a next chapter starts to begin. And we, like I said, we are only literally right at the beginning of it.
I got goosebumps just thinking about that. Like, where could we be 10 years from now? That's like, I look at the macro and just seeing what's happening on the micro. And something that comes to me every single time is like, make your 10-year vision in 6 months and see what you can achieve. Most likely you're not going to get there, but you're going to get more closer than ever before. And the question I want to ask you guys is, why would this be important to you? Like, why should you invest the time, energy, and money into investing in a product that you don't have to take stock, that you didn't have to invent, that you don't have to create the system to push out there as a global business? For the people who have already invested, awesome, you guys are in incredible position. But for the people who are still on the fence, the people I kind of want to talk to, where, you know, the whole, like most people it's either no time, which is BS right now because everybody's working from home now, or you don't lack the funds. Like, let's be real, like those limiting beliefs, I want to take you out for a second. If you kept on believing that you don't have the time or you don't have the money, is that something that's going to continue to pass on other opportunities? Because I guarantee you, like, if you're passing up on this one, you are going to pass out on so many more incredible opportunities, and everything's just going to pass you by. And so I kind of like speaking to more the people who are the missionary people, the one that's like, let's go and save the world, but you don't have to do it by yourself. Here's the thing, like, you can actually invest in a product that can pay you for the rest of your life and pave way for what your purpose is in life. Because this is not about just feeding into another system. This is about, you know, you getting out there and serving the world at a greater purpose. And we're here to do that. Like, I've never seen anything like this, to be frank. In my all 13 years of being in business, I've never, ever, ever seen this happened ever before. It's kind of got the flavors of everything I've experienced, which is why I vibe with it. You know, you've got the connection of, you know, this is kind of like a conscious nightclub, if you will, you know, but the question is who's down to party, really? Like, you know, I sure as hell I am. And I want to make this party as big as possible because God knows we need it. And just to reiterate, the people, like, this thing, you don't have to push it. Like, I've kind of just stepped back from the pushing and more just letting things pull towards it. Like, I remember you were saying, Darren, it's just like you plant a seed and fucking a tree pops up. Like, legitimately so. And it's because it's got, like, it's the right time. It's sincerely the right time where consciousness is being made conventional, where product. Yeah. Product meets the marketplace in the sense of the. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I think you're cutting in now.
Yeah. Are we cutting in and out? Oh, guys, just tell me if we are. Okay, Sandra, you've asked, how do you go about promoting Healy without coming across as poaching others from MLM or network marketing? So, you know, this one is is a really interesting question. And I've been in 3 other companies before. And I would say, you know, this time around, it has felt like one, absolutely come from a heart space. If you truly believe that this is going to help that person or whoever it is that you're speaking to, if that person, you know, isn't necessarily maybe making the cash that they wish to, or if they're not getting the results that they wish to, then for me, it's kind of like a service. It's like, you know, who am I not to share this? Who am I not to share this with people, no matter what they are? And it's not about poaching. It's about giving people the ability to say, look, here, this is what this is. And it's cool if you don't want to be a part of it. Like, this is the nice thing about this. It's so amazing, but it's when people like, and which actually happens very rarely, when people are like, I don't want to be a part of it. I can't even think of anyone. When you come from that space where it's like, I'm just going to show you what this is, I think that's really the space that you come from. It's not about trying to poach people. It's about just opening up their eyes to something. I mean, this is totally different. I think for sometimes, you know, even when I was very, very first presented with Healy, I was kind of like, well, I don't know. I didn't really understand it. And I honestly, I dismissed it for the first month or 2 when I very first got presented it because I didn't properly look at it. And then when I properly looked at it, I was like, oh, okay, wow. Now I get it. And why didn't I join this 2 months earlier? But yeah, I don't think it's from coaching. I think you just, again, you come from that heart space. We know lots of people on the mission of freedom, of wellness, of impact. If they're on that same mission, then it's okay, I feel like, to show people that. It's okay to say, hey, I don't know how you're going in that space, but maybe you want to have a look at this. So
yeah, I think that's, and just to add to that, because I've got multiple people from different network marketing companies in my organization, and the one thing I've done is to not look at, like you said, not looking at it as poaching it, but rather seeing it as an opportunity to help them. Like, leading with the product first. You know, like I said, don't focus on the commission, because most people can smell that commission breath if you come with that intention. And intent is everything. You know, you got to think about it. Once you've got this Healy, you know, the first thing I did was, well, for starters, if this is going to make a drastic impact in my life, then I'm going to naturally share it. Like, I didn't just get this passionate, you know, from the get-go. Like, I was passionate about other things. This thing completely interrupted and intervened, and if anything, kind of put me on the fast track of what I was already passionate about. So you got to draw out what is passionate, what about this makes you come alive, because that's going to come and that's going to translate onto that, where people are going to take you seriously. And if you're leading with the product, you don't even have to showcase like what the commission structure. I don't even know how the commission structure still to this day works. Like, I'm still like, how does all this money pop up in my account? I still don't know, because I'm focusing on the product, not the actual the the money that's going to be in my pocket. I'm not focusing on my pocket. I'm focusing on the product, and I'm focusing on the people. And so if you focus on the people in that sense and what they need, then you are better in a position to influence them, to want them, make them want to actually share it. Because I guarantee you, once you start to get results, do you just start to tell everybody about it? Do you start to, like, if you find out something about something that's completely different, do you start telling all your friends about it? Absolutely. And that's, that's second nature. You can't tell them what to do at the end of the day. You can plant a seed, you can plant an idea, but at the same time, you can't tell people like, oh, this will be great for your network marketing downline, because that comes across as poaching, right? But you can share them with the idea of where the vision is going, and then they think about it themselves, and they come to their own conclusions, and then they make the decision to go all in. Because I've got multiple people in different backgrounds in different companies, but they're still saving face with their company, and that's cool. But my whole thing is about, well, why would you not share this with people? Like you said, this product has the potential to awaken like a mass awakening, like mass self-actualization. And we're at a point where there's mass hysteria, guys. And if we look at polarities, mass hysteria, what's on the other side of that? Mass self-awakening, mass self-actualization. And so, why can't you is the real question. And what's getting in the way of you sharing that? And maybe it's got to do with more your internal stuff that's coming up. What's preventing you? Like, it's more on the cellular level of what's going on, just like the Healy. The Healy shows what's going on the cellular level for you. So in terms of your bioenergetic frequency. So I guess, what's your belief that's preventing you from seeing it as being, going out and poaching people is really the question I'd like to ask you.
And I think, how cool is it that we really truly lead with the product? Like, we really truly, it is such an epic product. When people are like, how do you actually get people, or how do you get people interested or involved? I'm like, I just put the product on them. That's it. They have an experience, and off they go. It's almost self-selling, like, if you can just put the product on people and they can try it and they can experience it, then boom. And then, like, we have so many people in the community that have such incredible testimonials, and honestly, it's that then drives the passion even more. I know, like, one of my, for me myself, I know what the impact that I have, but I remember one of my best friends calling me while I was in Beijing or something, and she was like, this thing that I've been suffering with for 8 years, I have not had a symptom for the last 2 months, and I know her freaking journey. And honestly, it chokes me up even now to think that, holy shit, like, to be able to have that impact. I know how much it's helped her, to be able to have that true impact. And I can tell you, it's not just that issue that she's had that it's helped her with. There's because it's so holistic, there's so many other things that it's helping with as well. It's just what it's able to do to people from that perspective of the device that it is. And that we can lead with that we can talk about that we can that I can just put this on the table and say, this is what I am excited about. This is what I'm excited about. And everything that it can do in the community that we're building around it. I don't have to pretend it's anything else. This is what I'm excited about and the impact that it has.
It's legit. Like, I just keep coming back to it. This is unprecedented times, but this is unprecedented product. And, like, for the first time, we can actually focus on the product. You don't have to rely on a compensation plan with all the, shiny objects of getting a car bonus. Not that there is a car bonus, but it's not even that. Like, you don't have to rely on the commission structure for the first time in the longest time for you to be able to go out there and make an impact. That's it. Like, you can actually make an impact and not focus on income. It's great. Not that money's bad. I think money is taboo. It was seen as taboo in a general sense in the spiritual community. So again, I kind of like the fact that this is waking people up and giving it the opportunity to see what's on the other side of the spiritual self, which is completely just disconnected.
Do you know how many?
Like, it's, yeah, what?
Do you know how many spiritual people that we have that I would say not that long ago, I don't think they realized that abundance could come with so much impact. I don't think they realize that that we could have a tool like this and you could be totally abundant with this tool. Like they've always seen, oh, you need to get money from this or that, or from other sources that maybe they weren't in alignment with, but they're so in alignment with this tool. And it's, gosh, one, you can obviously see, like, I get so passionate about seeing how much it can help people, but then also I get so much passionate about seeing how much it can help people that have just beautiful hearts, are heart-centered and come from that space, and the impact that we can have when we can make these people abundant. That I just, oh man, I just freaking love. I love the idea that we're able to do that. Yeah. If you have more questions, please write them down so that we can answer them for you, because this is a Q&A. Oh, look, please come to say hello to you.
Denise is like, can't wait to get mine. Totally agree. Like, yes. Seriously, guys, like we are not even on the, we're still on the runway with this. This is like, this thing has yet to take off. It's taking off. I guarantee you, this is taking off. And it's not a question of if I get one. It's more of a question of when. Because I guarantee you, just like this thing. Yeah. Go for it.
I've just been asked another question here. When you say it hasn't opened in the USA yet, and if we connect with people, okay, so it hasn't opened in the USA yet. They can't buy product yet. They will be as of next month-ish. And but they can start building. So they actually can start building a team, and they actually can start building a community. It won't get shipped out for another month. But guys, that in itself, if you know people in America, America is the mothership, if you like, of this space and this industry. And I can tell you, because I went to Miami in November when they did the very, very first sort of introductory meeting to some of the people in this space. And I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. People were literally climbing over chairs to be able to, because we had like 5 Healys there, literally climbing over chairs to be like, I am having one of those. I want to be the first in America. So it's like, and as we know, if you've got Americans in here or some of our team already that are starting to build in that space, and I know, because I get messages every day, they are just chomping at the bit to be able to get their healing and to be able to open this up in America. So if you've got people in that space, definitely get on board with get them on board with you.
100%. And even the fact that it's not launched there yet is more of a reason why they should get in now, like to start even just looking into it. Like I've been having some conversations with my like I'm half American, and so I've spent some time over there, and I've built some incredible networks and just met some incredible people over there. I think one of them is watching right now. If Christina, you're watching, what's up? But this is the plane is still on the ground, but it's about to take off. And like I was, this is going to be like the next iPhone. Everybody's going to have one, or at least half the population is going to have one. Not even just the smartphone. It's going to be just the smartphone in general. Sorry, not just the iPhone, but the smartphone. In 10 years' time, that's what I foresee, in the trend of how wearable tech is going up. Like one of the biggest things to focus on out of the 20 industries that's going to pop, one of the things is biotech, but also wearable tech. And so, I mean, this is going to be literally like the next iPhone. So it's not a question of if, it's a question of when.
Awesome. I think maybe we can probably wrap it up there. And if I do, I will summarize for the people that just kind of want the facts and the figures about why Healy. So why? We have a category creating product that has the ability to tap into energy, developed by a team of quantum physicists that are conscious quantum physicists. So they've created this really to create an amazing impact on the planet. We also biotech and wearable technology, and as we know, that trend is rapidly rising. We are a startup, but we have a company that is 14 now years behind us. Our mother company, if you like, is 14 years behind us. Everything is created out of Germany. Actually, every single Healy that you touch and feel has actually had an engineer had to finalize it so that it can be sent off. All the material around it is medical grade plastics that need to be used for whatever reason. They have to get their class 2 medical device. It is a class 2 medical device in so many countries all across Europe. It's class 2 medical device. A number of different Asian countries also have it as a class 2 medical device. We will eventually do that as well if we see that that is the right fit for our market in the different markets, the other markets that we're in. It's the first time in social selling we've ever had a medical device. It's the first time we've been able to make claims about things like pain, depression, anxiety, and whatnot in those markets that it is a medical device. By the way, the medical device and the holistic device is exactly the same device. What else can I go on? We're a startup that is a fully funded startup. Like we have a multi-billionaire behind us, a conscious multi-billionaire behind us, whose passion isn't about, turning this over and making another buck. His passion about this is about creating a tool that so many people can use to tap into ultimately higher levels of consciousness, to raise the vibration of the planet. We have that, we haven't even opened in some of the biggest markets in the world. And all around that, all around all of those facts and figures and nice things that we can talk about, the amazing compensation plan that we have when you compare it to anything else, all of that, we have the ability with this tool to be able to create real impact, to be able to create real incredible communities, to be able to create incredible abundance. So if you want to know why, that's why. That's all I got to say.
Love it. I love it. Wow, this thing is a gift. It really is a gift. Yeah. For anybody who's still on the fence, freaking just jump all in. Just jump all in.
Yeah. Oh, cool. So I've got some other questions here. So when you say sign them up, so in markets where they're not open, they can actually start to pre-build out their community. So you can sign them up. They don't need to, in unopened markets, they don't need to buy any products, and they can start building their own community. So they can literally sign up through your link, and then they get their own link. And they can start sending that out to pre-build their own community. So when it does open in those markets, boom, they just they'll have a team ready to go pop like that. So which is pretty epic. Yeah, and at the moment, by the way, just delivery time, it's going to vary. Like at the moment, obviously, you guys know we have Corona around the world, and it means that things like customs and whatnot, they're taking much longer. In some places, it can take just up to 2, 3, 4 days. In some places, maybe it's taking up to 10 days. It really depends on what's happening with us at the moment. So we're finding that delivery isn't sometimes as quick as we would ultimately love it to be. But yeah, I don't think there is any more questions. I will sign off from here unless you've got more to say, Frank.
I think it's just a blessing that you guys are all here. Nope. Yep. I think it's just a blessing. That's it. Like this is an incredible time for people to come together, from all different backgrounds, from all different healing modalities. No matter what we're seeing right now in the community is energy, like healers, practitioners, consultants, coaches, MLM, like people who are in health coaches, like just everybody from all different backgrounds coming to unite on the foundation of one thing: energy, frequency, vibration. And so that's all it is. Like this is the way, and we're really excited to co-create with you guys. And yeah, we can't wait to see you on the road. Can't wait to see you guys in person. We can't see you to be another success story as well by helping impact the world as we know
it. I think that's us for now. If you've got questions, pop them in there and I will try and answer them on the keyboard later. So thank you guys for spending your time with us and checking out Why Healy. I hope that we gave you a little bit of an insight into why for us this is, why it's it's not even possible not to share this anymore. It's that much of such a strong drive to be able to bring this to the world. So I hope one day as well, maybe you guys might feel that too. So thank you for tuning in.
See you guys. See you on the other side.